This is We Are the Goobs. What do you think about that song I just did there, Drake?
I don't know.
That's September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and that's that. Well, this is We Are the Goobs. I'm saying that's Drake. We were on hiatus. We weren't really on hiatus, but tell the people we were on hiatus. We're taking a huge break, and now we're back and better than ever. We are going to start with Animals of the Week. Do you want to go first, or should I?
I'll go first.
All right. What is your animal, sir?
Sea lion.
Tell me some things about sea lions. Go ahead.
California sea lions are known for their large size and
distinctively.
That was a hard word.
Yep, it's a hard word.
Shaped head.
Okay.
I think I've seen a sea lion before.
Yeah, they're cool.
They have long, narrow snouts and a thick neck, which makes them easy to identify.
Cool.
Males are much larger than females. They can weigh up to 800 pounds, 360 kilograms, and grow up to be 8 feet, 2.4 meters long.
800 pounds is massive, by the way. And 8 feet. Sea lions are no joke. Anything else about sea lions, sir?
Sea lions are highly social animals and often found in large groups on beaches or rocky
outcroppings.
And they are known for their violent
vocalization. Another tough word. I've given you a lot of tough words.
Yeah, I was like, jeez. Which includes bark, grunts, and growls.
Very cool. So sea lions are dope. They're cool, man. They're
Aren't
cool
they
stuff.
Like big chubby animals too?
Yeah,
so
they can.
I think that's why
they
they weigh 800 pounds.
Yeah, they're huge. I did the skunk. I'm gonna give some love to the skunk. The
Have you
skunk's
done
always.
the skunk yet?
I know, isn't that kind of crazy? So skunks obviously are most active at night. They sleep in dens lined with leaves during the day. Their favorite foods include fruit and plants, plus insects, bird eggs, small rodents, and sometimes birds. Skunks are primarily found in the Americas, from Canada to South America. They thrive in 3 various habitats, including forests, grasslands, and urban areas. And everybody knows about the skunks and their infamous defense mechanism. When they're threatened, they can spray a potent, foul-smelling liquid from glands near their tail. This spray can reach up to 10 feet, is an effective deterrent against predators. My girlfriend's dog was sprayed by a skunk once, and it was the worst experience of our life. Hey, but you know what? Skunks are cool. Everyone is always hating on them because they can smell, but they're just trying to protect themselves. They're just trying to protect themselves, man.
I'm like in the car, and then you turn off the thing, and it smells so bad because we're going around skunk. I know. I've never seen a skunk, but I've smelled their stinks.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move on to the word of the day. The word of the day is fastidious. Do you ever heard of the word fastidious?
Fastidious. That sounds like you would learn something in music.
It's an adjective. So someone described as fastidious is extremely or overly careful about how they do something. Fastidious may also describe someone who is difficult to please or someone who always wants to be clean and neat. So our parents taught us to be fastidious in keeping our rooms clean, making sure to dust every surface and sweep out every corner. It's a really hard word to say, so we're probably not going to use it in our everyday language very often. Let's move on to the country. I think we're doing South Korea, right, which is in East Asia, the southern half of the Korean peninsula. Tell me some things about South Korea, sir.
People have been living in Korea for at least 10,000 years, and
archaeologists. I'm crushing you with the words today. I'm sorry.
Know, believe the ancestors of today Koreans came from Mongolia and
Siberia. So they've been there a long time, 10,000 years. Cool. What else?
Children born in South Korea are considered 1 year old when they are born and will turn to next Lunar New Year.
So I think that's kind of interesting. So when they're born, they're already 1. Where in America, we don't say we're 1 until our first birthday, that's interesting. That's kind of crazy.
It is. South Korea is known for its high academic performance in reading, mathematics, and science. It's a top 10 country in the world in education.
Yeah, very. They
you
do
should
very
look
well
up what's the number 1 education.
I can do that. Give me one more fact
you should
about
look that
Korea.
Up.
Well, give me the last fact. Do you have one more about Korea? Give me one more, and then I'm going to look that up.
In Korea, tipping is not required in restaurants, hotels, or taxis. Tipping is not customary and may be considered rude and disrespectful.
Ooh, so in America right now, we have a weird thing going on with tipping where, like, everywhere you go, it didn't used to be like this. Like, everyone's requesting that you give a tip for whatever it is. I guess they don't have to deal with that problem in Korea. According to this website, the United States is number 1. I don't know if I'm going to believe that.
No.
I'm going to be honest.
No.
So,
honestly,
no offense to where we
what's
live.
Korea?
No offense. Then the United Kingdom is up here. Also Germany. Those I believe.
I believe
no
Germany.
offense to the United States where we live, but sometimes I wonder what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Moving on. Now that we're done trashing the United States in education.
Didn't Korea just have a wildfire?
I don't know. I haven't looked at
they
them in the
did.
news. Did they?
I think they did, and it burned something of history.
Oh, really? I'll have to look that up. This day in history, it's May 1. So May 1, 1960, while on a reconnaissance flight deep inside of the Soviet Union, a U.S. U-2 plane was shot down and its pilot, Francis Gary Powers, who worked for the CIA, was taken prisoner, resulting in a confrontation between the United States and Soviet Union. You know who Francis Gary Powers is? You probably haven't learned a lot about the Soviet Union. And there's an interesting movie called Bridge of Spies that's about that situation where they had to negotiate to exchange him for a Soviet Union spy that was in America that was in prison, and it was a whole thing. So, yeah, that happened today. Let's go on to the national days. There's a lot of them, I think. Read me the national days, sir.
National
Investing Day. Interesting.
Investing Day. National May Day. That one makes...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. National School Principal Day. I swear my principal would have brought that up. Because he's like,
anything.
National Days. He did not say.
I missed it.
National School Principal Day. I wish he would have said that. That would have been really funny.
Missed it.
National Law Day. National Chocolate
Parfait
Day. National Silver Star Service Banner Day. National Mother Goose Day.
Make sure you go around and tell everybody Happy National Mother Goose Day. That's all I'm saying. Lots of national days today. I hope you're nice to your principal. You're nice to your principal today? Probably didn't even talk to him.
I didn't even see him.
Moving on to our song recommendation. I was thinking about not recommending One Direction, but I just can't do that. So One Direction, Something Great from Midnight Memories. Do you have a song you want to recommend?
No.
Okay. You want to recommend the song No?
Yeah.
No. That's not what that song's called, but we'll just say the national anthem. Drake recommends. Moving on to the Book of Unusual Knowledge. So we talked about this last time. I have a book. It's published in 2012. It has a lot of facts in it. We hope they're correct. We can assume they're correct. If any of these are wrong, we apologize. The book could be outdated or just made up. But the book claims it's strong facts. We'll go back and forth. You can start first reading me one fact from this Book of Unusual Knowledge. I just picked random pages and just picked stuff. So this anything could be said here. Go ahead.
When conversing in Quebec, Canada, keep your hands where they can be seen. Talking with your hands in your pocket is considered rude.
Interesting.
I do that all the time.
I think I talk with my hands too much. I think people would think I was a threat, how much I'm moving my hands when I talk. The second fact here I got, on January 1, 1962, the Beatles auditioned at Decca Records. They performed 15 songs, and producer Mike Smith rejected them, saying, "We don't like their sounds. Groups of guitars are on their way out." You know who the Beatles are? One of the biggest. You don't? It's okay. It's okay. They're one of the biggest bands.
Any of their songs.
That's fine. They're one of the biggest bands ever. Had a gajillion #1 hits, and this record producer said, we don't like them. They're not going to be anything. And then sometimes people, make mistakes. That was a big one. What else from this book of facts?
If you tried to count the stars in one galaxy at a rate of 1 per star per second, it would take about 3,000 years to finish.
Yeah, that's just, the size of the galaxy is too much.
60. It's like 60 times 3,000.
It's just 1 star per second, so that's 60 stars per minute.
And then
3,600 per hour. And then I don't know what that would be per day. There's just so many. There's billions upon billions of stars. There's some funny headlines in this book. So here's some funny headlines that were like in newspapers and in the news. Mayor says D.C. is safe except for murders. So it's kind of a funny headline because they said it's safe except for everyone who's getting murdered. Check with doctors before getting sick. That doesn't make any sense. Students cook and serve grandparents. It sounds like they're cooking and serve. That doesn't sound great. Dealers will hear car talk at noon. So apparently a car is going to talk at noon. Kicking baby considered healthy.
What?
Obviously, they're talking about a kicking baby inside of someone's stomach, but it doesn't sound great. Enraged cow injures farmer with an axe. So obviously the farmer had the axe, but but it sounds like that the cow injured the farmer with the axe. So be careful, Drake. If you ever grow up and you ever work for, the news, be careful with your headlines because they can just be kind of wild. Anything else that you have on your list of facts here?
The Greeks had a working steam engine in the 1st century BCE, BCE, about 1,700 years before an English engineer patent one.
Yeah, patent. I'm always pretty shocked at how some of the cool inventions from ancient civilization that they did long before we thought. So last one here, bad predictions. So this is a prediction somebody had. This telephone has too many shortcomings to seriously be considered a means of communication. The device has inherently no value to us. That was a Western Union memo in 1876. They were saying, telephones, no one's going to want to use one of those. They couldn't have been more wrong. I guess in their defense, I'm pretty sure they made like telegraphs or something, so they probably thought people are always going to use telegraphs, but hey. So that's just some random facts. Hopefully those are true. Hopefully that book I got from that bookstore has true stuff in it. So nobody hate on us if it's false.
I read so many weird but trues.
Yeah. So cool. Moving on, something to accomplish. I said last time I wanted to watch some YouTube videos about ancient civilizations. Here's one fact I'm going to give you. People settled in Egypt as early as 6,000 BCE. Over time, small villages joined together to become states until two kingdoms emerged: the Lower Egypt, which covers the Nile River Delta up to the Mediterranean Sea in the north, and Upper Egypt, which covers the Nile Valley in the south. So that's one thing I learned, which was so long ago when we set that goal. I mean, it feels like decades.
I know.
I also, this week, I want to walk 17.35 miles and finish the puzzle that I started. Your goals last time were to play catch. Did you do that? Yeah, you played catch like 1,000 times.
I did.
Your other goal was to practice volleyball with Elise. Did you do that? Several times.
I did that.
Win 5 games of Fortnite?
Yeah, I probably did that. I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Great work. So, Sporkle time. I'm going to give you 2 that we can choose between. The first one is called Anything But the USA. So, for example, it says any country that begins with a U besides the United States. Except, there's different categories. We can do that. Or the other one is Small Country Minefield. We have to name... Hold on, see if it opens here. My computer is exploding. Can you name the 100 smallest countries by area? We're obviously not going to do 100, but without naming any country outside of the top 100. So, for example, if you said United States, it would be wrong because obviously the United States is big. But if you said something like, I don't know what a small country is. Do you want to do small countries?
Cyprus.
Or do you want to do anything but the USA?
Anything but the USA.
Anything but the USA.
I think I can honestly get a few.
Okay, anything but the USA. We're going to do this for about 3 minutes or so. Let's start with countries that start with U that aren't the United States.
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. Good start.
Ukraine.
Nice. Can I spell Ukraine? Yes, I can.
This is actually...
Uganda.
Why am I thinking you're Paraguay?
Uruguay, though. That made me think of Uruguay, right?
I'm thinking of Uruguay.
Is that... How do you spell Uruguay? Oh, goodness. I don't know how to spell Uruguay. I'm going to count that as a victory. I don't know how to spell it. What else? There's 2 more.
There's 2 more?
Yeah. We can go to another category. How about is in the Arctic Circle? So countries that are really far north. So Canada, Russia.
Is Greenland?
Greenland is not a country.
Denmark.
It's a territory. I don't know if Denmark is far enough up, but let's see. Denmark. It is. Nice.
Yeah, because it's
Finland.
They own, yeah.
There's Finland and Norway and Sweden. Nice. And there's one more. Nope, not Switzerland.
USA, because Alaska.
We can't say us. We can't say United States. That's the point. Who else would be? What about?
Iceland.
Nice. Got it. So, how about countries that have a population over 200 million? So the biggest countries in the world.
China.
India.
Why am I thinking Japan?
Japan, not in the top.
Yeah, I was like,
not over 200 million.
USA is like
we're 330 something. What about
how about Brazil?
Brazil's got a lot of people. Yep. What about Mongolia? No. Russia have 200 million people? No. 200 million people is a lot.
No. It's like Algeria.
We'll go to another category. A country that contains the letters A, E, I, O, and U. That is in the United States. So A, E, I, O, and U. Goodness.
You were great. I have no idea.
A, E, I, O, all the vowels in a country name. That's pretty hard. What about countries that use the U.S. dollar as their currency? I would have no clue. Like
Netherlands, maybe?
Netherlands, nice guess, but not right. Not Australia. What about, the one place with the people and the thing and the... back to countries that begin with U.
No, you can't use it.
Is Uruguay a country? Or am I just making that up? Do I feel like
Uruguay's a country.
Okay, I'm spelling it wrong. We're good. I got it. I know how to spell it. Okay, so what about other countries that start with U? I'm going to give us 1 more minute to figure out 2 countries that start with U.
It's got to be some random islands.
U. Things we're going to feel so dumb, which I guess is part
No,
of
we're
it.
not. No, I have no idea what. I don't know. I only know like.
What about bigger country? Okay, back to the population question. What about China, India, Brazil? What other countries have a lot of? You know what?
Did you do India?
Oh, I did India. I thought South Africa might have a lot of people. 200 million is a lot of people.
South Africa has like something.
Okay, are there any other countries in South America? Mexico. Oh, I really thought that was going to be right.
I'm thinking Argentina, but it's probably not.
I really thought Argentina. Why? We're going to be so upset. 30 seconds.
I
About
have no idea.
A capital that begins with W. Is Warsaw the capital of Poland? Yes. A W capital? Goodness. I don't know my world capital. We have to study, Drake. This is embarrassing.
I don't know.
People are going to be ragging on us for this, man. I'm giving up. Let's see. The other countries, United Arab Emirates. You should know that.
I don't. Yeah,
and
I don't know that.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
New Zealand, Wellington. I actually did know that. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand. Namibia also has a W capital.
What?
Indonesia is big, over 200 million people.
What?
Nigeria, over 200 people.
No.
In Pakistan.
They have 100 mil. Indonesia
it's
has
over 200
100
mil. You know
mil.
what you're talking about.
No.
And then U.S.
Okay,
Okay, so contains the letters A-E-I-O-U, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Dominican Republic, Equatorial Guinea, in Mozambique. And then U.S. dollar as their currency, Ecuador, El Salvador, Marshall Islands, federal states of Micronesia, Palau, Panama, Timor-Leste, I don't know how to say that, sorry, and Zimbabwe. So
I should have got Zimbabwe.
I know, I feel like we're messed up.
Zimbabwe has no.
They have dollars.
No, they
but
have.
Maybe they
have
don't
their
anymore
own
after this.
Zimbabwe
But
dollars.
maybe they use dollars as well. But also, I don't know when this quiz was made.
I made it. I've seen a Zimbabwe
but maybe
$1 million
this quiz could have been made. This quiz was made in 2021. So maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. There's a lot of comments. Oh my gosh, did we just do a quiz where we got everything wrong? No one's really ripping on that, so I think it's okay.
No, Zimbabwe has.
Look it up on the internet, Drake. Anything else you want to say before
I've seen a $1 million Zimbabwe thing.
They might use multiple. That's the end of We Are the Goobs. You have anything else you want to say besides the question about Zimbabwe using the U.S. dollar? We're going to look this up and report back.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking
about. It's $16 in the U.S. equal.
Do you think so?
Yes, I've seen one.
All right, Drake, your homework for next week is to look up things about the Zimbabwean dollar and then report back. Anything else you want to say besides that? I think the rest of the podcast was fine until we got derailed at the end there about the Zimbabwe dollar. Anything?
No.